Judeo-Christian values were made up the same way the modern state of Israel was made up. If I walk into any random business on my street, just anyone, just picked one out and walked down the street and found a business, I guarantee you that I could find a business that had values that overlapped with my own. Just the same as you could overlap the values of Christianity and Judaism. That's what I'm trying to say. What's the purpose of only overlapping Judaism and Christianity? And somebody responded to my comment saying, well, Judeo-Christian isn't a religion. It just describes this shared ethical value, right? Yeah, hello, that's part of my point. I never said that it was a religion. They completely misconstrued my argument so that way they could knock down this easy one that they created. My point is, why was a term that was supposed to be uniting defined as a moral foundation of America created only to include two religions, Christianity and Judaism? Because it was never about shared values. It's supposed to be an umbrella term, a shared umbrella that everybody comes in here. It's exclusive. Come under my umbrella, Ella. But instead, it's been used as a political umbrella that excludes everybody else, every other religion in this country. And it gives Christian nationalism a veneer of diversity simply because it says Christo-Judaism or Judeo-Christian, or however you want to phrase it. It's Zionism is Zionism is Zionism. Let's call a quacking duck a damn duck. It's got an orange bill. It's a duck. Oh, okay, there could be other birds that have orange bills. You get where I'm trying to go here. It's meant to give this candy-coated over bullcrap feeling that, hey, look, we're including Jewish people. We can't be bigots. Judeo-Christian. It's fake. It's phony. It's bullcrap. It's a big nothing burger. It means nothing. And now that phrase is being used as a justification of the colonization of Palestine and to spread that agenda here in the United States. And a perfect example of it is the definition of antisemitism that was literally updated intentionally to be anti-Semitic. It now conflates Judaism, a historic, global, diverse culture of traditions, with a geopolitical, illegal occupation state of Israel. Whew, that's a lot. And that's a deliberate distortion. It's meant to erase Jewish diversity, Jewish descent, their individuality, Jewish individuality, their humanity. Haven't you ever heard of the intolerance paradox? If you allow an intolerant occupier to dominate the narrative, then eventually no other voices will survive. So basically, if you are silencing Jewish voices, any dissenting voices, that in and of itself is anti-Semitic. So the very definition of anti-Semitism, now defined by the ADL, and with the help of the Heritage Foundation, no doubt, is actually anti-Semitic. Under this new definition, if you speak out against Israel and all of their crimes against this government, you're suddenly labeled as hating Jewish people. It's an outright fallacy. It is a lie. Under this new standard, under this new definition, if you speak out against the crimes that Israel is committing, the government of Israel, suddenly you're labeled as a Jew hater, even if you are a Jewish person. Are you hearing my brains, the wheels, trying to understand how people they're not picking up what I'm putting down? It's an outright fallacy. That's a lie. That is misconstruing the truth. Under that standard, a Jewish person who believes that Israel is committing genocide would suddenly be anti-Semitic. That is ridiculous. If you disagree with what basically the government of U.S., America, says, and Israel says, you're anti-Semitic, even if you're Jewish. TLDR, basically, you're not the right kind of Jew unless you support what the U.S. and Israel says. And if you want even more proof, look at Project Esther from the Heritage Foundation, the same people behind Project 2025. Project Esther treats Jewish identity as a political loyalty test. You are only Jewish if you agree with the United States, the government of the United States, with Israel. Your Jewishness is based on whether or not you defend an illegal occupying state. It lets Christian nationalists define what a real Jewish person should believe, or basically who they should be. They're weaponizing a mythological book as some kind of hierarchical tool. And then anti-Zionism is now considered anti-Semitism. Full stop is what they're trying to say. If you are against Israel in any way, shape, or form, you are not the right kind of Jewish people. You are anti-Semitic. Again, it's intentionally silencing Jewish voices at the heart of a real problem that we are having modern day of anti-Semitism. Like, there's real issues with anti-Semitism. But now with this new definition, anti-Semitism is on the rise. Well, yeah, because if I speak out about Israel, I'm now anti-Semitic.
Right to jail.
It's beyond ridiculous. It's abhorrent. It's really abhorrent. I'm so disappointed. I'm really sickened about it. It's deplorable. They want people to feel confused. Like, if you're confused, they want that, because if you're confused, you're probably not going to speak up. You're less likely to talk about injustice. Who wants to be labeled anti-Semitic, right? I don't want to. I don't like it, but I made certain to educate myself, and most of my education has come from from Jewish rabbis. So I'm really comfortable, and I follow Jewish Voices for Peace. So I'm certain with how I feel that I'm in the right with knowing that Judaism is a religion. It is a traditional cultural practice. It's not a government. In their worldview, in this Christian Zionist, nationalist, Judeo-Christian nation, their worldview, you have to submit to Christianity. You have to submit to Christian prophecy and let Christians define who you are in order to be the right kind of Jewish person. How does that not sound anti-Semitic? I don't get how people are overlooking that. I really am not. You're being gaslight, so it's intentionally infuriating. Like, duh. They want you to just be flustered and frustrated and say the wrong shit. They would hope that you would be anti-Semitic is what they would cheer on, because that's more fuel for them. They love it, which is why I do get a little frustrated when I see people misconstruing and conflating stuff. It's doing everybody a disservice. It is never going to fix the problem if we're calling things what they're not. Christians believe that the Jewish people got the Tanakh all wrong, that they were replaced, that Christians replaced the Jews, and now Christians are the real chosen people. Jews were just the warm up, the opening act, and then Jews exit stage left, and then Christians get to run the show. And this has been going on ages ago. I've been shouting that from the rooftops. This started ages ago, folks, like hundreds of years ago. It started with Christian thought. They developed it. They sold it to everybody. Restorationalism, dispensationalism, British Israelism. And you probably call what the Mormons think about indigenous people and them also being the real Israelites. Probably call that Mormon Israelism too. All of them, each and every one of them, are using Jewish identity as a prop. Let me read that comment to you real quick, actually. This is the comment that I got from somebody in regards to my video about Judeo-Christian just being a term that's made up. It means nothing. The term Judeo-Christian is not a description of a unified religion, but rather a way to refer to the historical and ethical overlap between Judaism and Christianity. However, understanding its meaning and limitations is crucial for anyone encountering it in religious, political, or cultural discussions. I'm guessing this is AI. What is the Judeo-Christian tradition? Okay, good. Okay, here is the bullcrap now that we're going to get fed. Open up, everybody. Get your spoons out. Get your bibs. Get ready to wipe your face. Maybe you need one of them little wet naps. Judeo-Christian is a term commonly used to describe the shared values or ethical principles found in both Judaism and Christianity, particularly those rooted in the Hebrew scriptures, Old Testament. Old Testament. I love how they put in brackets, Old Testament. Why is it old? Oh, that's right. Why? Because they're being replaced by the Christians. Okay. This tradition emphasizes belief in one God and upholds similar moral laws such as justice, charity, and the Ten Commandments. No, no. Jewish people don't traditionally follow 10 commandments because they're not 10 commandments. They're words. The 10 sayings would be more apt. And there was actually over 600 of them. So no, the 10 commandments is not overlapping with Judaism because you're just picking and choosing which ones you're going to follow. Despite these overlaps, Judaism and Christianity remain fundamentally different religions with distinct beliefs about salvation, the Messiah, and spiritual authority. Key heads-up points. The term Judeo-Christian is not representative of a unique or actual faith community. Okay, yes, I know that. Oh, it's often used to highlight common Western moral or ethical heritage, but does not erase or unify the very real theological and cultural differences between Judaism and Christianity. Let me take a drink. It's just water. Here's the paps about Judeo-Christian. In this country, Christian nationalists are erasing women's ability to have autonomy over their body. Okay? And what is intrinsically at the heart of Judaism is your right to your body, your right to do with your body, what you choose. A woman has a right to choose in Judaism, a right to choose whether or not she wants to give birth. So if in this country we have Judeo-Christian values, how is it that you can actually be anti-Semitic in those values by taking away a Jewish woman's autonomy? Incongruent, does not compute. That is asymmetrical, right? And don't even get me started about Western values. What are Western values? Because right now it seems like Western values are sending billions and billions of dollars to an illegal occupier, Israel, and sending bombs and munitions to Israel so they can murder innocent civilians. Is that what you're telling me Western values are? Because clearly that is the example that we are living by, the here and now, what we are fighting. And we're being gaslit and told that this is a good thing because at the end of the day, Christians believe that they are the chosen people and that they should have control over Palestine. It's all just a ruse. It's a game being played out on the world stage, all in the name of colonialism, empire, capitalism, authoritarianism. Judaism does not affirm Jesus as the Messiah or follow his teachings as an authoritative, while Christianity centers all its faith and practices on the life, death, and resurrection. Okay, I know this. Some groups like Messianic Jews try to blend elements of both faiths, but this remains controversial and is not recognized by most Jews or Christians. Actually, a lot of Christians do very similar things like the Messianic Jews do, which is appropriate holidays, traditions, rites that is from Jewish people. That is a closed faith. It is a closed practice. That is anti-Semitic. Like, hello? McFly? What are we not getting here? 2 + 2 still equals 4 in my book. Yeah, Messianic Jews. I've talked about them before. The Judeo-Christian framework can sometimes be misused to gloss over or ignore the particularities and genuine divisions between the two religions, which may lead to confusion about their respective beliefs and traditions. No, I'm not confused about respective beliefs and traditions. My problem is I don't know why. No, my problem is I know why you're choosing Judeo and Christianity to smoosh together, to Judaize everything that you see. You're using Jewish identity to get your in, to get your grips, to get your greedy little grubby little fingers, your little mitts all over Palestine. Like, duh. In summary, while the Judeo-Christian label is widely used in culture and politics, it should not be confused with an actual religion. I was so confused. I thought it was an actual religion. Thanks for clarifying, Captain Obvious. And understanding where Judaism and Christianity truly differ is important for respectful and accurate dialogue. I will make sure that I put that picture up so y'all know when I was just being sarcastic and adding my own stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. I hope you understood what their comment was. It was just a bunch of diversion. It was all just a diversion. That didn't mean anything. It didn't add anything to the conversation. I already knew all of that information, but they probably thought that was a mic drop. They probably thought that was like oh, you were confused and I'm going to help you get unconfused. You're welcome. Glad I could help you. Thanks for nothing. I just wanted to clarify. I thought maybe it was necessary for me to record a video and just clarify a few things to make sure that I got all of my points across. Well, to the best of my ability, got my points across, because I never remember to say all of the things that I want to say anything. But I know what I didn't say, and I never said Judeo-Christianity was a religion. My point was that it's not a religion. It is a political term. It's being used as a cultural weapon to erase people. And not just Palestinians. They'll do their best to erase whoever they can here, and you'll have to fit into a very specific box. Elsewise, you're going to be on the outs. Your comment just explained how Judaism and Christianity have different beliefs. I knew that. To say that this phrase, this coined phrase, has special meaning is dishonest. They have crossover morals. Of course they do. Why are only two being singled out in this country under a single banner? Because the Christian nationalists want to claim this moral legitimacy, this moral high ground, while they exclude everybody else, which is the antithesis of, allegedly, of what Christianity is supposed to be. It doesn't unify us. It swallows Judaism into Christianity, like gobbles it up. It erases diversity and discussion. And if you know anything about Judaism, they have a long history of discussion and disagreement. That's kind of like that's their whole shtick, their whole spiel is their thought, their autonomy to be able to express themselves traditionally, culturally, etc. So this very narrow box and definition that we've created here in this country is insignificant. It suggests that Judaism is only valid when it supports this Christian nationalist ideology and their goals, especially when it comes to the state of Israel. That they're assimilating. That this is like an assimilation happening here in this country. And I'm sure people won't agree with that, and I don't care, because that's what it is. You're squeezing out dissent. I mean that's clear what's happening in the updated definition of antisemitism, that equates Judaism with political loyalty to the state of Israel. The conflation is what's anti-Semitic. If you don't agree with Israel being able to commit atrocities, you're anti-Semitic, you're a bigot, you're racist. You're labeled anti-Semitic. That should terrify people. That should terrify everybody, especially anybody who claims that they care about Jewish people, about their safety, or their freedom to be able to practice their religion. I didn't say it was a religion. I just said it was a tool. It's being deployed against everybody. Everybody here in this country, everybody in Palestine, everybody across the world is being affected by this. And certainly Mother Earth is being affected. I mean, we know what it's doing to the humans, to the babies, to the women, the fathers, the uncles. I mean, I've seen so many tears. And Israel continues to attack. They continue to bomb Syria. They continue to bomb Lebanon. They have made their evil intentions clear. They have said it clearly, if anybody's actually willing to listen, that they intend to expand Israel. And they continue to refer to this antiquated idea in the Bible of who Israel or what Israel was. Israel wasn't shit, hun. It never was. And sadly, it never will be. Not now. Not with what you've done to it. Oh my God, you've sullied, you've soiled. Like anytime people hear the word Israel, like maybe not right now, but eventually in history, they're going to recoil. Maybe that will be what eventually turns people away from the Bible. Just hearing the word will make people queasy and uneasy and run away from these the hateful rhetoric. I'm hopeful. Maybe I'm crazy, but I am hopeful that one day Israel is going to fall very soon. I don't know how long they can last. This coming week, my friend Mikey and I are going to do a live, and we'll discuss all of the recent updates about what's happening to Israel, with Israel, public opinion of Israel, their connections to the RSF, their connections with Epstein. I mean, there's just a lot that's being brought to the forefront, and oh gosh, I'm just so hopeful that this colonial project is going to be destroyed. I want to live to see it. I want to live to see it because Israel has been sustained by empire from day one. Rich people, day uno. It is one of the last colonial projects in the world that we need to tackle. Obviously, everything that has been happening to all of the countries in Africa and elsewhere too. We really need to pay particular attention to what capitalism is. It's just ruining everything. Oh, okay, shut up. I've gone on long enough. Let me just end with this. And thank you for watching, of course. Listening to me rant. Criticizing a colonial state is not anti-Semitism. It's just not. But trying to rebrand and redefine what Jewish identity is, that absolutely is anti-Semitism. I don't think there's anything left to say. We don't need branding or PR for empire. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you guys are listening to this topic, since it's really super important to me, and I'm certain important to all the Palestinians as well. And the hope for this country and the rest of the world, quite frankly, because we've seen what Israel is doing, not to just their enemies, but to their friends in this country. Some friend, right? I love you. Stay curious, man. Love you. See you next time. Don't forget to comment and like. Bye.
I got so much motherfucking time on right now.